What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Derek, aka Flipping a House, and today I'm going to be answering one of the most asked questions that I get, and that is, how do you flip your first real estate property? And it's beginning of the new year, it's 2025, everybody's motivated and energized, so I'm going to take you guys through the process from finding the deals to funding the deals to successfully selling the home for profit like we just did. And I'm going to take you through 3 different homes as well to give you physical evidence and show you guys how it's done. So the very first stop that we're going to make today is going to be at a lead that I actually just got in about an hour ago, and it's a couple minutes away from the houses that I was already going to. So we're going to start with the lead, then I'm going to take you to a flip that we purchased a few weeks ago and we're in the construction process, and then at the very end I'm going to talk about the deal that we just closed and show you guys how you can get started and flip your first property in 2025. But let's hit the road. All right, guys, this is where it all starts right here. I know you've been driving around your neighborhood and you've probably seen a house that looks similar to this. It's either boarded up, the roof's falling off, but a good real estate flip project always starts with a off-market, deeply discounted property. Now, I know some people like to do on-market. For us, we always find the best deals off-market. I've actually only ever bought one property on-market. Now, before we even get to this deal though, this is a house that was sent to me from a wholesaler, but the only reason that I even come to look at it is because of the numbers. So it's very critical that you guys understand the numbers when you're doing these projects. And I think the easiest way to start is with the 70% rule. And what I mean is, this house, we need to buy it 70% of the ARV, or after repair value, minus any repairs. So I'm gonna give you guys a Redfin of what this home currently is worth according to Redfin. Now, Redfin isn't, we don't live or die by that. You always want to run MLS comp. But when I'm out in the field and people send me a property, I always go to Redfin to see if this is something that I would even be interested in. And so this house, they are asking $165,000. It is currently completely fixed up. It would be worth $260,000 to $270,000. Now, at 165, it does not make sense. Based on the amount of repairs, which I'll start the walkthrough right here, guys, so you can see. I mean, we don't even have cabinets in the kitchen. They've tore down some walls. All of our comps are 4 bedrooms, right? This house is currently a 3-bedroom, so that's an added cost. Homeless people have been breaking in. All the windows are broke, right? And so as we go to the next property, I'll talk a little bit about the repairs and things that we do to add value to a home, but you really need to understand 70% of the ARV. This home needs, I'll give it a $45,000 rehab. And so $165,000 plus $45,000, then you have $20,000 in selling costs. You're gonna have another $10,000 in holding costs. That you can see the margins start to go down. And the thing that you need to understand in real estate is you always make your money when you buy. And so you will never be able to sell a house for more than it's worth. I know a lot of people think that you will, but you cannot. We have appraisals and things on the back end, but it really starts with a good, deeply discounted property. And you can find those either through wholesalers, which my buddy is a wholesaler. He's who sent me this property. You can do direct mail, you can do SEO, search engine optimization. There's so many forms of marketing, but you need to be targeting people that might have motivation. So damaged properties that need work, these are the type of motivations, right? You also have water shutoff lists, you have fire damage properties, you have probate, inherited properties, people going through divorce. Whatever the situation is, you want to target those people, or you can just buy from wholesalers who do all the work and you'll pay them a fee at closing and you can negotiate. And a great place to find wholesalers is through networking or Facebook groups. But let me show you guys a little bit of the outside of this home. Like I said, almost all the windows are broke, but the one good thing is this house has a newer roof. This roof is very new, and as you guys saw on the inside, I mean, she's gonna need a lot of love. I think our offer is gonna be about $20,000 less, which I don't even think is possible. But like I said, we're in the area, and I wanted to show you guys how you can get started flipping properties. Attached 2-car detached garage, decent sized little lot, but she's rough, guys. But this is where it all starts with flipping houses. You need a good lead source, and you guys, you have to be putting out offers every single day. Real estate is a numbers game, right? And so every day I'm making 3 to 5 offers. That's my goal, is 3 to 5 offers every day. So far, I've only made 1. on this property. And now that I've confirmed my numbers, that offer is gonna stick, right? But hopefully by the end of the day, I can get 2 more out there. But this is where it all starts, guys. But let's go take a look at the second phase of the process, which is doing construction, right? What are some things that we can do to add value to a home and not break the bank and still make a profit, which I'll show you guys at the end how we do that and sell a home to actually capitalize our gain. Now, one of the most critical parts of flipping homes is the financing aspect of it. And I forgot to mention this while I was in the field, but typically when you're getting started, you're gonna be using what is called a hard money loan. And this is just an asset-based product. And the percentage at which they will lend to you is either the loan to cost, loan to value, or the ARV will depend on the deal that you bring to the table. So this is why it's good to make sure that we get a really great deal. And when you do that and you bring it to them, they'll be able to finance it quickly for you and close fast. Now, understand that these loans are higher interest because the thought is that we shouldn't be holding these properties longer than 3 to 6 months. And typically their loan terms are for 6 to 9 months. But get out there, get pre-approved, talk with some lenders in your market, get some referrals from some Facebook groups, and I think you'll be able to pull the trigger fast, because that's how we get these homes at a great discount, is being able to move quickly given the situation at hand. And wholesalers and sellers themselves do not like to waste time. So if you can come in, provide a solution quickly, then you'll be able to get the deal done, which is the most important part. But let's move on to the next segment of the video where we actually talk about the deal and what we do to maximize value. All right, guys, stop number 2 of the day, and probably the most important, is the deal itself. So this is a house that we recently closed on. I'm gonna show you guys what these properties look like, because one of the biggest questions people ask is, how do we get these houses at such a discount? And when I show you the inside of this one, you'll probably start to understand why. And then I'm also gonna show you guys a walkthrough video of what it looked like when I bought it, because we did already start the repairs. We did minimal stuff just so we could open it up and see the front of the house. But I'll take you guys inside and talk about some of the things that we are gonna do, because one of the most important things that you need to understand about flipping homes, once you close on the deal, the fun begins. And oftentimes I see people over rehab properties, and you could spend a lot of money in the wrong places. So I'm going to show you guys how to get top dollar for your flips and things that I look out for. Now note, this is relative to the Houston market, but it can be applied across the US. But let's go take a look. Now, like I said, in the front, the first thing that we did was open up this property. I mean, when I bought it, you literally couldn't even see the home. I'm gonna actually show you guys a picture of what it looked like when we closed on it right here. Now, as we go into the home, like I said, I've already had the carpet removed. We still have some tile that we will be ripping up, because this home is a little bit more expensive. We're gonna be doing LVP throughout. Now, I don't do that on all homes, but when the flooring is needed, it's needed. But yeah, we have the living room, we have the kitchen, and then we have the master bedroom, and then we also have 2 bedrooms on this side. But let's start in the kitchen. Like I said, we're gonna be putting LVP throughout. And something that I didn't like about this kitchen is that there was an island here, and it just made it feel very claustrophobic. You always want your kitchen to feel open, right? That's the theme of houses these days, is being open. So we have a nice dining area here, open kitchen. We're gonna eliminate the electrical from the old island. And then, like I said, this will all be LVP. I've already had my carpenter come fix these cabinets. As you guys know, we like to save cabinets. So these cabinets are actually in really good condition. The uppers for sure, the bottom, they were a bit tore up, as you guys can see how the island looked. For some reason, we had a leak here. So even though we fixed the cabinets, this is why I wanted to come walk the home. We're actually gonna rip out all of this drywall, make sure the leak gets fixed, then we'll put it back and then put our new refinished cabinets back in place. Now, something else that we always do in our kitchens is we're gonna put a beautiful quartz countertops throughout, not only in here, but we're gonna do it in the bathrooms as well. And on top of that, we're gonna do a nice white backsplash. White just goes good with everything. And then I'll show you guys a picture of the countertops that we actually use right here. And we always do a white with a black or gray vein. We'll probably paint these cabinets white and do gold or black hinges. Getting this old wallpaper off and just getting a fresh coat of paint. Quartz countertops and backsplash. Backsplash will cost me $800. Countertops in this home is gonna cost me around $2,500. And I know you're thinking, like, this is Houston, right? Like these costs are gonna be a lot lower. This market is very affordable. If you're in a Seattle or a New York, understand that it could cost you a lot more money. I'm just giving you guys the numbers that I'm running off of. Floors in here throughout. Material is gonna cost me right under $2,000, and then labor will cost me the same, probably around 17 to 1800 to demo the tile, lay down the new LVP. But let's go look at some other things that we do that aren't really gonna over rehab, but they'll add value. And one of those that's easy is just fixtures. Like this light fixture, it just looks old, it's horrible. You can get a beautiful drop down light fixture similar to this, depending on the style that you're going with. Anywhere from $50 to $100 off of Amazon. Just a couple different options that we go back and forth through, but it really adds value when you have a freshly painted house and you have gold or black or gold and black fixtures, which is kind of the theme that we try to go for, is light and bright, but you also want to have some nice accents throughout, because like I said, this home is, we're going to be listing it for around $250,000. But as you guys saw, as we pulled in, this is a really, nice neighborhood. This is a neighborhood that I would live in. We're in good school districts. This house was built in the 90s. These are things to think about when you're buying these homes. The older, the more problems you're going to uncover. And I mean, you guys saw the drywall. There's gonna be other problems that we uncover as well. But let's go take a look at the master. Now, in all of our bedrooms, we like to do carpet. This is just more of a personal preference as a person who lives in a tile home. Our house has tile throughout. I hate it. I hate having it in the bedroom. I just like having carpet. On top of that, it also saves us money. Now, like I said, carpet in all the bedrooms, and it also helps us save on money as well, because LVP can really add up. We used to do cheap glue down LVP and we had a lot of problems, so now we spend more money. It costs us about $1.69 per square foot for just the material from Floor & Decor, guys. It's not like I have all these secrets, it's just Floor & Decor. I go there, I find the most affordable product for our homes, and we found one that works. It works with the color theme, and it helps us have consistent numbers. When you're flipping houses, you always want to know your numbers when you walk a property. Yes, there's going to be surprises, and yes, we will leave a buffer, but you always want to know initial numbers. And if you're a new flipper, you want to think about it in 3 categories. I always tell people, based on Houston numbers, you want to have a light rehab, which is around $20,000. You want to have a mid-tier rehab, which is $35,000, and then you have like a heavy rehab, which is like $60,000. Now those are rough numbers, but to give you guys an idea, I'm going to be spending around $30,000 to $35,000 on this house. I already know it based off of numbers and even including a buffer, but that's just based on because I can get the work done affordably. But let's take a look at the master restroom. Now, some of the cabinets in here were not able to be saved, so we're actually going to do 2 brand new vanities. Like I said, we're gonna pull this stuff out. I'm gonna have my plumber come in here next before my painters get started. And then we're gonna spend money on those, right? Each vanity will cost around $200. You can get those at Home Depot. We'll have the quartz countertops on top. And then in the restroom here, I normally would try to save this if it was possible. Now, due to the condition, it's not gonna be possible. So I took a bunch of pictures for my plumber. We're gonna get in here next week. We're gonna demo everything. We're gonna do a new tub. We're gonna have a brand new stand-up, beautifully tiled shower. And I'll show you guys an example of what our restrooms look like right here. And we keep it the same, guys, on every house. Now, some may be nicer finishes, and we might do, carpet in the living room if it's a lower priced home, but we match the same colors and contrast on each house. It's essential to staying on top of your numbers. We have a huge closet. Like I said, this will be LVP throughout. And then as we go over here, we have a restroom, which will be carpet. It'll just look good with paint. And then another thing that we do in the bedrooms is we always add a fan. As a person who likes to sleep with a fan on, I like to think that everybody is that way. So we always put a black hugger fan. You can get them at Home Depot for like $50. And then we have the guest restroom. Now, like I said, drywall in here is good. I don't think we had any leaks, so we'll just put quartz on this with some new hinges. We have our new doors. I told you I had my carpenter come through. And then in here, it looks a little rough, but we're actually gonna save the shower. There's nothing wrong with the shower. The tub is a little bit old, but you can actually, once I clean this up, my cleaners are gonna come through, it'll already be white, and then you can refinish it. That's just one of the way we save money on guest showers when we can, right? A lot of times we have to replace both, but this is just a way to save money. And then over here, like I said, we will either do a oval mirror, which you can get those on Home Depot. And in the masters, sometimes we'll even do light up mirrors as well. You can get those for a few $100s as well. It just depends on the price point of the house. I try to do those on 300,000 and over homes. It's just a nice finish that you can give for a few $100s. Now we have a big lot. It was very overgrown. Like I said, my tree guy came through. Now the one big ticket expense that I'm gonna have to do here, guys, on top of some plumbing repairs, is replace the roof. So we'll probably do that at the end unless there's any leaks, because we don't want to mess up the paint or anything like that. But like I said, this is a newer late 90s home. A lot of homes in Houston were built in the 70s and 80s. This is a 90s home, so that's why I'm not expecting as many problems once we get the plumbing fixed. Now, another reason why I bought this home is because, number one, it's gas. People love having gas. As a person who has gas in their home, I love it as well. But we have a huge carrier unit out here. It's not that old. I don't know exact age. Oh no, the sticker's still on it. If you guys Google the make and model, if you look at the stickers, based on the serial number, you'll be able to tell the year. I think this one is 19, right? So it's about, what, 6 years old? So not bad. Now, when you're thinking about your numbers, I've said this in several videos before, but I'm gonna say it again. You wanna stick to only doing a couple of the majors. And if you guys are not sure what I mean, the 5 majors that we look at when flipping homes, you have your foundation, your electrical, your HVAC, your roofing, and your plumbing. So like I said, we've had a bunch of leaks here, so we're gonna have to take care of the plumbing. We're gonna have to take care of any mold that was caused due to the plumbing and the home being vacant. And then we're gonna be replacing the roof. Our rule is I try, this isn't always possible, but I try to only buy homes where I need to do 2 of the 5 majors. And the reason being is because that's a safe spot for our numbers, right? When you have to do 3, 4, and even all of the majors, which we have had to do on flips before, you're gonna see your profit go down, down, down. Because like we talked about in the first section, is you make your money when you buy. So you need to make sure you're buying good deals. And if you're unsure about the repairs, you can always pay a GC $100 to come give you a bid, right? You can always get referrals on things. Luckily, I've been doing this so long that I already have these contacts, but these are just some things to think about. But let's go look at what an end product looks like when we go to sell a flip, and what that final end point looks like, and what a profit spread can even be. All right, guys, and this is the final process of flipping your first property, is to sell it on the market with a realtor. Now, as you guys know, my wife is a licensed realtor here in Texas and has been for the last 3 years. One of the reasons why I had her get licensed is so that we could save on commissions. She's with a flat fee brokerage, so it works out very well. But this is the property you guys may have remembered from the previous video, corner lot, really good house. And this is the house that I told you guys, you know, we made right under $40,000, which is excellent. And you know, this one was very light repairs, and I'm gonna show you guys in just a minute, you know, kind of how I talked about it the last property. You never want to over flip your house or overdo the repairs, because I see that as a very common mistake when people are getting started. But let's go take a look. All right, guys, now like I said, the last and most important part is getting this home on the market. Now, like I told you guys, my wife is licensed, so it helps save on commissions. But when you're looking for a realtor to list the property, you want to look at somebody that has done a lot of sales. And I'm not just talking about a couple of deals a year. You want to look at somebody that's doing 15 to 30 transactions a year, because when you go through that many deals, you know how to negotiate correctly. You know how to navigate this market. If there's an agent doing deals in 2025, they're already ahead of the game, because so many people have quit this profession because it's gotten so constricted. Rates are up like crazy. And so it's very important to have a strong member on your team and negotiate those things, because when you sell a home, it's gonna cost you about $15,000 to $20,000 depending on your location when it comes to selling costs. That's not even holding costs. That's paying the other agent's commissions, that's paying your agent's commission, that's paying the insurance, the taxes that may be due from the time that you own the property. Like, there's so many hidden fees that go into homes. So you need to equate for that when you're going to sell it. And this is why having a really good realtor on your team is very essential when it comes to selling these flip properties. Now, the only other thing that I really want to point out at this property is that we don't over flip it, right? So there's a couple things I want to show you guys. So in the kitchen here, we hardly ever replace cabinets, as you guys know. But we did do new quartz countertops. We had old Formica, it was chipping, it just didn't look good, right? We brought in some new appliances. We do some cabinet fixtures and new hinges and everything, right? Backsplash, LVP in the wet area. Now, normally if this was a $300,000 home, I would have done LVP throughout, but because this house is worth around $220,000, we didn't do it, right? So we did carpet, we saved some money here, but we repainted the entire home. We have new fans that the old tenants had actually already done. And then, as you guys know, just the smaller bedrooms, but this is a smaller home. Now, when it comes to the bathrooms, we didn't retile the showers. And the reason why is the demographic and the people that are gonna be living here. Plus it is already tiled. Now this isn't to my standard. Something you have to remember is that we are not gonna be living in these homes, right? So you have to match the neighborhood comps, and based on the finishes that we did, it matched and actually was above what everything else was selling, right? Now, when it comes to the backyard, all we really did out here was put up a new fence, and I'm gonna show you guys a video of what the backyard looked like when I bought this house. There was actually a tree on the home, and that's one of the reasons we were able to get it at such a discount, is because it had a tree on it. It had tenants in there that weren't paying rent, and the old landlords were done. So because we were able to come in, create a solution, help the tenants move, I met my neighbors. They actually have a couple Airbnbs, really cool people, and we actually split the cost of the fence. So that's something to think about, you know, when you're working with the neighbors. You always want to create friends, and you can typically split some costs with them as well. Now, when it comes to the roof and stuff like that, one thing that we did, because it wasn't totally done, is we just had a nice power wash, and it looks like somebody left us some trash, so we'll pick that up because the new homeowners are coming here shortly. But just for this neighborhood, this house worked perfectly. And like I told you guys, we picked it up for $115,000. We ended up putting right around $20,000 into it, and then we listed for $215,000. Like I told you guys, it's worth $220,000. Some comps in the neighborhood that were a little bit bigger actually went up to $230,000, but after all closing costs and everything, we agreed to $210,000. They closed quickly. They actually did no option, and because we had such a nice product and we were so under market, you know, we were able to do a quick close, and within 4 months, you know, a month and a half getting the tenants out, another month and a half working on it. It really took about 3 weeks, and then listing, we were able to sell it for a profit, and that's the ultimate goal, right? So we ended up netting right under 38,000. I think it was 37 and some change, but for 4 months of work and not having to spend a lot of time on the rehab, this is the ideal property. All right, guys, and that's really how the process goes, right? We want to find a property off market or on market. The better deals are always going to come from off market. You're going to lock it up, you're going to close at a title company, you're going to find a good contractor, you're going to do the repairs, and then you're going to list it on the open market, right? Remember, we don't want to over flip the property. I know it's cool, the shit you see on HGTV, but in reality, we are here to make money. You are not going to be living at this home, but we still want to do nice finishes and give a great product on the market. And just like we did with this house, we have a homeowner that's going to be walking into at minimum $10,000 to $15,000 of equity. They're new homeowners. It's a great feeling, and we were able to make a profit. So that's how real estate works. You create a win-win-win solution, and everybody can win. So if you guys made it to the end of this video, I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and until next time, peace.